Thank you for tuning in to this preview of the Zach Nichols podcast. On today's episode, we're going to talk about everybody's opinion on Wes online, as well as Team Blues domination.
So go to Patreon and subscribe to see the full episode.
Welcome back to another edition of the Zach Nichols podcast. Here with my co-host, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Zach Nichols.
Gosh, I love that.
He's back, man. Four in a row.
I feel like I'm on Seinfeld.
Yeah, you are, man. You got fans, you know. 4 in a row, man. We're consistent with it.
Got to be.
It is Labor Day, and we are putting that work in like a Labor Day should.
Yeah, I came right from my parents' pool.
What a Sunday.
Smelling like chlorine.
Monday? Golly.
Yeah, it was nice.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
Wait, I got a quick surprise for you because I wanted to see what it was like.
You got to,
Just see how this goes. How does it look?
Oh, it looks great.
Kind of feel like I can be more myself now.
That's why I do it. Is because as soon as I put the glasses on, that's GOHT Media. That's not Pierre. So once these guys come off, he's innocent. He doesn't want to say his true feelings. But when these guys,
it's like in Big Daddy where he's like, you put these glasses on, no one can see you. That's how I feel right now. So I can talk so much shit.
That's exactly how it is. So I'm going to join you in the collective.
Should I keep them on or should I take them off?
Honestly, I like the vibes right now.
Do I look like a douche?
No. Glasses inside.
Well, these are Ray-Bans.
Yeah, come on, bro.
These are my first pair of sunglasses I ever bought for myself.
Get out of here.
Yeah, I've had them for probably close to 10 years.
Shit, man. This guy knows how to take care of things, guys.
This shirt is my favorite T-shirt as well.
That's what we were talking about, like the thin, like.
Well, when I got this shirt, it wasn't thin. I got it for the Battle of the Seasons reunion.
Okay.
I got it from, I think it was called a place called Caruso in Birmingham.
Oh, sweet.
Everything in there was like, $1,500, and I got this T-shirt for $22.
Oh, what a lick.
Yeah, and I wear it probably twice a week, since I got it.
I mean, I'm telling you, it looks great, man.
Sometimes I'll even play basketball in it.
Faded in it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I love this T-shirt.
It's perfect. That's what America's about, man. Make it last. Make it last. Built for tough, man.
Exactly. This is the best T-shirt I own.
It looks good on you, man.
Yep.
It was a great weekend. As you can see, we're rocking a little bit of the American Dunes. Big shout out to American Dunes in Grand Haven, Michigan. Thanks for hosting us this weekend. I had to rock the gear, the whole element.
What a hell of a golf course, too.
Oh, so cool. Like, the golf course was really nice, but the emphasis on our troops and our country. I remember we walk into the into the pro shop, and it's God, country, golf. It's just like, I'm in for
badass.
It. Yeah, it was.
And when you walked in, you got to walk through, like, a memorial outdoor hallway when there was, like, music playing, and there was, pictures of fallen troops on the wall and all sorts of cool stuff. And the course was immaculate.
Yeah, you played pretty good this weekend.
Probably the best golf I ever played.
Man.
I only had one bad hit out of the tee. The tee box.
I'm telling you guys, he came up to the tee box with confidence, which Zach normally approaches life with that. But golf, it's hard.
It's my second year golfing,
yeah.
So I've been on quite a struggle bus since I started.
Well, I'm annoyed because I played my whole life, and now you're right there with me, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I was on fire.
That's awesome, dude. Yep, we did that for the Knox SD Invitational. I know he wants to keep it low key, but Bennett, shout out to Bennett and Erica for the sun on the way. Give them a round of applause, please.
Yeah, that always cracks me up. Like when you get people get pregnant. Like if it's planned and it's whatever, and everyone's always excited, and like you tell your in-laws, and then you're getting hugs and stuff, and it's kind of like, hey, congratulations.
We know.
My daughter.
We know.
You're just like, oh.
We know what's happening.
Awkward. That hug is so weird. Like, yeah.
But it's authorized. That's an authorized.
It is, but it's like just the strangest feeling ever when like you tell people that and they just get so excited and you're like, that's just the weirdest sensation.
Yep, we're just doing it without protection, and it's all sanctioned. It's
exactly.
All good.
Everyone loves it.
Everyone's happy about it. Yeah, no, everyone's so excited.
Right.
No, it's a blessing.
Talk about that YouTube comment.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about the YouTube comment, and as you can see, we're USA'd up here. We got the football. We're ready for the season, and our logo, as you know, if you've seen it, it's all USA. It's all the flag, and it is. We just throw that out there because this is our show, and a lot of the people in the YouTube comments, a couple here and there have said, "Hey, this is a preview, or this show has nothing to do with the challenge, and you should do your show for free, and you're trying to get me behind the paywall on the Patreon." And I just want to say, number one, thank you for listening. We appreciate your fandom. We appreciate you tuning in to see what Zach has to say. But this is our show.
Yeah, I'll talk about whatever the hell I want.
Whenever we want,
Yeah.
right? And if we want to spend the first 20 minutes talking about our families, our lives, Michigan, whatever the fuck we have in mind, that's exactly what we're going to do. And if you have to wait and pay a measly $5 a month, keep in mind, we do 4 shows a month, right? So that's $1.25 an episode. If you're not willing to pay the $5, then you don't need to be hearing what the fuck
How
we
much
gotta
you spend on Amazon every month?
For real. Like, that's the taxes on your Amazon
Well, and
order.
if you don't like it, then cool. I mean, you can comment all you want. I don't care.
Yeah.
But so because of that, we're going to get into some challenge talk right away because, the squeaky wheel always gets the oil.
That's true.
And, I left last week's episodes with in the feels. I felt for Wes. And I just could not believe the hate that he received from fellow cast members.
I didn't understand it.
Yeah, saying like he thinks he's so cool because he has a nice house in Kansas City. What is that even supposed to mean, Laurel? Like he could have listen, I would challenge anyone if you think Wes only has a nice house because he's in Kansas City to compare financial statements. And I'm pretty sure he'd put a majority of other challengers, if not 99.9% of them, to shame there. It doesn't matter where you live. If you have a nice house, it's a nice house.
Yeah, and it doesn't take a lot of research to find out that Wes is an entrepreneur, a very successful one that's helped not only himself up in business, but many other people. He's given a hand to so many other people. So for somebody to try to criticize his net worth or whatever based on where he lives, it's very ignorant.
It is ignorant. And if you want to say he was a bad person back in the day, fine. But I do see a lot of growth and change in him. I think it came with the beard. And yes, he did dump a liter of cola on Carmaria's head. But what was that in 2009? People change.
People change, and I'm sure that's squashed, long gone.
I didn't appreciate the hate coming at one of the greatest to ever play the game. And I also think, though, that a lot of it, yes, Wes did bring on himself. A lot of this, people targeting him this season, it's because for so long he was so enamored by making these big moves. And he would make them, and then he would talk about how great they were and that he executed them. And so now he's upset because everyone's coming at him. But is he upset, or is he just playing everyone to make it look like he is upset? You never know with him. He's almost like a leprechaun. And as soon as you take your eyes off him for 1 second, boom, he's going to get you.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what people expect out of him, and that's his own fault. But I don't like the hate, especially about talking about how he thinks he's so cool. I don't think he does. I don't see that from him. I don't see him as someone who flaunts what he has. I don't see him as someone who talks crap about anyone else's finances. I just think that he likes Kansas City because that's where he's from, and he has a lot of connections there. So why not start a business there? That just makes sense to me.
And in terms of the game plan, what he's doing in this episode, we'll get to that. But in terms of him as a person and him as in terms of where he decides to live and who's that, but who is anyone to say what you can or should do or what you've accomplished? You don't fucking know. You're not his wife. You're not his sister. You don't know that to speak on it. And it's clear that, while in the game he could do something mischievous and he's Wes. But in real life, it's all the people that have known him in terms of coming out personally, they've spoken great things about him. So I do think that is unfair. Everyone is entitled to their opinion and can speak their mind, but we're going to speak ours, and this is how we feel.
Exactly, and I think in honor of Wes retiring, I think we should both give. What's one of your favorite Wes moments?
Oh man, that's a good question. I'm gonna let you go first here.
Well, I kind of have a favorite Wes moment, and then I actually have Wes actually taught me a huge lesson on the challenge by having a hand in getting me eliminated. It was on X's 2, and Wes came up to me before the season started, and he was like, "Hey, listen, I know you're kind of in the Bananas, Leroy, Jordan, that campaign, right?" He's like, "But here's the thing. I want you to be my number 2 team." And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, "You don't have to talk to me. You don't have to make it obvious." He's like, "You don't say my name. I won't say your name. I'm not going to tell you what to do. When you win, you don't tell me what to do when I win." He's like, "But that way we know we're good." And I'm like, that's actually kind of a good deal. And here's the other thing. If someone comes up to you with a deal, you really shouldn't just be like, "Hey, no, I don't want that." Because then the next thing he's going to do is he's going to throw you in. So now fast forward like 5, 6, 7 weeks, and Wes is pretty much outnumbered. I have all the numbers in my favor, and Leroy wins. Leroy tells me before deliberations and everything, he's like, "You're good, whatever, you know." Well, then I was like, sweet, I don't have to divulge any of my plan with Wes, right? But then Wes sits down with Leroy and basically says, I have one team here that has my back, or I think, and he basically told Leroy about the plan that we had and said, but if he weren't to be here, he said I would have an open space. And I was really upset about it, and I thought he screwed me over. Now, what did I learn from that? Number one, you should always cover your bases. I should have told Leroy, hey, Wes is probably going to come to you with this. But I didn't think he would do that, which is why I was hurt. Number two, Wes didn't care about loading the gun and handing it to Leroy. He didn't pull the trigger, so he wiped his hands clean from it. So what I learned from that was cover your bases and be the one who cares less. Because he didn't care about throwing, technically he threw me under the bus, but the way he worded it made him look like the good guy, right? And it made me look like I was mischievous and going behind my room's back. But I thought it was a good game move, and it was. It got me pretty far, but then Wes ended up being the one to ultimately get Leroy to do what he did, and that pissed me off.
Wow.
But I learned a lesson. But my favorite Wes moment from a show as a viewer was probably on All-Stars, his final, when he won it. Mm-hmm. It was amazing. He dominated the checkpoints, almost to like genius level. And then he was able to eat all that food faster than anyone. It was pretty much one of the most dominating performances I've ever seen in a final.
I love that. I think it's crazy that you brought that up because even in this episode, I see him essentially hiding behind the Chris vote because he's a master at playing exactly what you said, which is loading the gun and letting someone else fire the trigger.
He loads the gun and he hands it to someone else and says, here you go, pull the trigger.
Yeah, my memory is fading for me to pick one moment, but I want all you guys to say your favorite Wes moment, and if Zach's involved in any of them, I'll make sure that we talk about it next week.
I don't know about that. I just don't like that hate towards Wes, but there was a lot of like crazy. I sent you a few articles this week. Let's talk about, what was that other one you went, how about the management team here at GOHT Media hopping into some DMs, and I'm like,
Alyssa Lopez situation
had nothing to do with me.
Yeah,
I'm like anti-social media. I like to post like things that I want to post. Like I'm not really like, I don't work well with managers. Ask my wife. She tried to manage it for a while. She still does try to do some stuff on there, but like I'm pretty much impossible to get.
Zach lives in real life, guys.
Yeah, I try to do the best I can, but I ultimately don't care. And I just thought that was So you're gonna let me wait. So you're gonna let me talk crap about someone in here, and you're gonna hop into the DMs? That's a bold strategy, Cotton.
Yo, so the DMs happened right when we were first starting out, and I'm gonna read the DM.
Oh, so this is before?
Yeah, dude, this is August 17th.
Oh, so this is before I talk shit.
Yeah.
Still didn't like her though.
No, I mean, look.
Still wasn't a fan.
This is all I said. I'm gonna read this verbatim from the DM, and I posted this for those of you who saw it on the story. It said, "Hey, this is GOHT Media. Making very clear this is Pierre, not Zach." I said, "I produce and co-host the Zach Nichols podcast. I see that you do social media as your career. I did not ask her for anything. I was not trying to join her agency. I was really just trying to start a conversation with you. What's up, Alyssa?"
The thing about social media for a career is you have to somehow like stay extremely relevant, and I think one of the main and only ways to do that is to be on TV.
Yeah. So well, we know why she talks the way she talks is because she wanted to get called back, and for that, she said. Well, by the way, we do have to get correct one thing that we said. We said she was 0-2. She's 1-2 in the eliminations. We got it. Apparently, she had 1-1 last season. So we do want to correct because we will always say when we're wrong.
Yeah. That's true. I didn't even remember that.
Yeah. So we'll always say that. However, you're wrong by trying to say I was in the DMs trying to join your agency. Don't fucking lie. Don't fucking lie, because I will. I do have receipts. And with all that being said, I did invite her to come on the show if she wants to, without your consent. Without your consent.
Strategy, Cotton.
And she said, and I quote, "I'd rather listen to nails on a chalkboard." And I say my offer still stands. So Alyssa, you want to come? You want to come hash it out? I'll take. We can have dinner. There's a lot of nice places in Detroit. I don't mind coming to Miami. But yeah, so Alyssa.
That's amazing.
We'll see ya. We'll see ya. Real back to Wes before we get into the episode. We made a post about Wes, and everyone saw that. And he commented back. He said, "Wow, someone someone who actually explained it properly. Thank you, Zach. I appreciate you. And he said you told him that you got him. So
well, here's the thing about it is Wes has literally volunteered to go into more elimination rounds than any other person on the show. Wes has thrown himself into elimination to make right with a friend, Brad. Wes does not, he probably would do the challenge for free. He does not need the money. Now, that being said, when Wes called me, we had a conversation. It must have been about a year ago now, maybe somewhere within a year. And he's like, man, you got to come back. You're going to miss it, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I just don't see myself coming back. And Wes basically was like, same thing. I'm addicted. It's the greatest drug in the world. And then he essentially said, he was like, what other situation can you push yourself in physically, mentally, politically? He's like, it's just like the ultimate test of a human. And so for anyone who says Wes is scared or that Wes is trying to get sympathy, no, he's not. He's literally, I feel that if he's not putting on this facade, I feel like he is just in his own head. A, because he feels bad that he's not there with his wife while she's pregnant. And B, this is the last, however many weeks he's there. Let's just say it was 6 weeks.
Yeah.
This is the last 6 weeks of his childhood. So again, get off my man's ass.
Yeah.
Because A, he'd probably beat your ass, and B, he doesn't need the money, and he's sad. He's mourning a loss of a part of his life.
yeah, his youth.
Pissing me off.
Yeah, no, for sure. So you guys get it right, man. Get it right. And look, man, like for us outside watching and wanting, look, if you could go and play Mario Party in real life with also a social aspect, you would fucking do it. And if you're not able to do it, you'd be really sad that you couldn't do it. So,
and he's been doing it for 20 years. So imagine letting go of something like that. That's just got to be tough.
Yeah.
It is tough.
it's got to be.
Idiots.
Dude, idiots.
Losers. Hey, I have a question.
Yeah, what's up?
Do you watch Netflix at all?
Yeah, I don't see everything, but I try to.
Did you watch Painkiller yet?
No.
So I had to watch it. Number one, I love Taylor Kitsch.
Taylor Kitsch.
Isn't that the guy that plays Tim Riggins?
I got to figure it out,
Taylor
man. Let me look him up right now.
Kirsch, I don't know. The guy that plays Tim Riggins, he's in that. He's great.
Okay.
But I saw a bunch of Karens that I went to like high school and college with, and they're like posting pictures of like, it's called Painkiller, and they're like, I can't believe that there's companies that would do this. This is criminal. And it's basically about the people who made OxyContin.
Got you.
And
yes.
how it was essentially they were trying to profit off of it, getting people addicted to it.
Yeah.
And I'm like seeing this, and I'm like, wait a second. Are we going to pretend like drug companies aren't doing this now, haven't been doing this for years? What do you think Pfizer and Moderna are doing? They're doing it right now. So you're watching this thing and thinking, oh my gosh, these assholes at Purdue Pharma, I cannot believe this. They would do this. The Sacklers are packed bags of shit. And I'm like, it's literally happening as we speak, you idiots.
And it's always been happening.
Yeah.
And it's happening. It's happened. It happens in your food with your Coca-Cola. It happens with everything. These companies, they know what they're fucking doing.
They're trying to get you sick so that you rely on them more. What is like, I was like reading these comments from all these people, and I'm like, are you serious? Like, you really didn't know that this was going on? I didn't have to watch Painkiller to know that drug companies want you to use their drug.
Literally.
If there was a wonder drug that you took and you were magically healthy, which I actually think there is, I'm not going to share it on here because I'll get a lot of hate. Actually, I will share it. Then you wouldn't need it. But if you got to keep going back and getting more, then guess what? They're making money. That's why there's 19 boosters.
And that's exactly right. And that's why a company makes a lot more making you go through chemo than coming up with a cure.
There's a cure. There's got to be a cure.
That's one thing I have for sure in my head.
Yeah,
like, there's no way there
It's
is.
2023.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Come on.
Anyways, that was just something that was bothering me.
That's a rant.
We can get into the episode now.
Oh, you ready?
No, I'm not, because I earlier said that I think Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback in the NFL.
Are we going to do this?
We can do it shortly, but I will actually. I'm not a gambler really, but I will bet you. Who do you think is the best quarterback?
It's Pat Mahomes. So you want to take him out because that's an easy answer?
No, it's not.
Okay.
Because Aaron might be all around better. Leadership.
I ain't gonna say that. Look,
Pat Mahomes is more athletic because he's not close to 40, but Aaron Rodgers, he's a scientist, man.
This is what I'll say.
You been watching Hard Knocks?
I have.
Oh, man.
Aaron Rodgers might be one of the coolest people in the NFL. He's not the best on quarterback.
I think Aaron Rodgers is cooler than Matthew McConaughey.
That's blasphemous.
No, because Aaron Rodgers is way cooler, and Aaron Rodgers is a better golfer.
He's a tremendous golfer. Yeah. He showed off. Would you go on that what was it, Silent Darkness retreat for 4 days like he did?
Ayahuasca retreat?
I don't think it was drugs related. I
have been dying to do an ayahuasca retreat.
Are we going to Brazil?
Peru, buddy. I want to do it, man.
I know some people that have done it.
So have I, and I've said that it can either change your life and make you the most perfect version of yourself, or you can never come out of it.
Oh, shit. I'm scared.
I'm doing it someday.
Okay. Can we film it?
I don't know. I might not make it out there, but I've always wanted to do an ayahuasca retreat.
Hey, one day. Maybe I'll join you. I don't know. I'm kind of scared, but we'll see.
I'm a big Aaron Rodgers guy, and actually, let's bet.
Now you're speaking my language.
I think Aaron Rodgers is going to make it farther this year than Pat Mahomes.
You guys serious?
I'm going to take that bet. I hope somehow this reaches my man Aaron Rodgers, and he does it for me.
All right, let's just do a cool 100. Cool 100?
100?
Come on, man.
Done. All right. 100, done.
All right. We're on the board, guys. We're on the board. You guys make sure to remind me when I forget. Hey, Zach, let me get that 100. Yeah, when he
loses.
Tell you what, just to make it, I get the Super Bowl champ. So this is what I'll do. I'll make it 200 to your 100.
Damn.
Just to make you feel better.
So here's the thing. They're both AFC teams.
Correct.
So
that's right.
I hope they face each other.
Clash of the Titans.
Do you think Lions make the playoffs this year?
Oh yeah, that's a guarantee. They're making the playoffs for sure. For sure, okay, take it to the bank.
I would love to see it. But you know I'm a Packer guy, right?
I know that.
But now that Aaron Rodgers is on, but here's the thing: everyone that I liked on the Packers is gone.
I know, right? Isn't that crazy?
Rodgers, Clay Matthews, AJ Hawk, Charles Woodson, Devontae Adams.
I used to like them back
Donald
then too.
Driver.
Yeah,
all
Greg
my
Jennings.
Guys, all the guys that I loved on the Packers are gone. So I don't think I'm a Packer guy anymore.
I think Jordan Love is underrated. We have our fantasy draft here in a little bit, and with 18 teams, I might take Jordan Love.
You don't know about Jordan Love yet.
Yeah, nobody knows, but they're downplaying him. They don't think he's going to be good. So I think he's going to be okay. I personally do. Yeah. I have faith in the Packer organization. I just trust good companies, and they're a good company. So.
Because they're owned by the people.
Correct.
We the people.
Don't
get me started. Let's talk about this episode.
All right, so let's dive in.
Don't get me started.
Let's dive in.
We the people.
We the people. Oh, real quick, make sure you're joining the Patreon. Follow us on all the Instagrams and all of our guests. Now, we do have one thing I want to talk about the Patreon before we get going. You're always going to get the episode reviews from us every single week. However, we are adding a new tier to our Patreon. Okay, and it's because we are spending resources in doing our very best to bring guests here to Detroit. And I'm super excited. We've already revealed one, and I'll just let you guys know right now. Mr. Dusty Harris coming to the couch next week. Super excited to talk to Dusty.
Yeah, I might have to grill his ass.
I think you're gonna have to.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna have to. You have a lot of questions for him. So the episode review will always be as part of the initial tier on Patreon. However, we are going to do a separate conversation, which is going to be an elevated tier. Whenever we have a guest, it's going to go the episode review as well as an elevated tier where we're going to just have an interview, talk about their life, how they got into everything, and do all that. So if you want to know that, just hop on and jump onto that elevated tier. So
who wants my wife to come on?
Oh,
I would love for my wife to come on here and talk some shit about me.
That's a.
I'll tell you what,
dude,
this is insane. So the other day, I took the kids to my parents' house. To the pool for like 5 hours.
And
I came back and the closet was completely reorganized and like t-shirts literally like she makes t-shirts look like bricks.
Oh my gosh.
Like all folded, everything's hung. I was like
best feeling.
I'm gonna have to take the kids places more often. Let's do day trips all the time. This is amazing.
Bro, I need you to help Jenna be more productive, man. Come on.
Listen, she's the boss. I'll ask her, but if she says no, no is no. You know
okay. There you go. Can we get a round of applause for Jenna, please? And can we get appreciated for us being able to make time to do this show?
Appreciate it.
Jenna, I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Did you bring me a piece of the cake? I'm going to kill
that she made?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
Golly, that's my fault. I should have texted her, make sure I get the piece of the cake.
I don't know if you really, but she said that
it looks so
Anthony
good.
Helped make it.
Oh, yeah?
So he was probably like sticking his hands in there and stuff.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Kids have the best immunity. All right, we'll get back into the show. That concludes the free preview of the Zach Nichols podcast.
So go to Patreon and subscribe to see the rest of the shit that we talk.
Go do it now.